Hi, this is Chuck Oliver. Welcome to this week's Hidden Wealth Solution Review. Well, I want to talk to you about taxation and inflation annihilation and how you can stop this bleeding, folks. Stop losing to tax, stop losing to inflation, and stop losing to the market. I'm going to be teaching this Tuesday at retirementprotected.com. That's retirementprotected.com. And I'm going to be teaching, in fact, I want you to imagine less stress, less worry, less taxation, less inflation, and no more losing. In other words, I've been kind of on a series of safe income and safe growth, meaning only upside opportunity, no downside exposure. Many of you have reached out from all around this country saying, Chuck, I feel like I'm losing every day. I talked about Cindy from the great state of Colorado last week, and I think of Bill, and I think of Susan, I think of people we've talked to just this week. They're saying, I'm losing I've lost like 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 just this year. Some people have talked about losing 100,000 just in the last 30 days. And the question becomes, are you comfortable with where you are? Because these folks aren't. And they're taking the time to learn indexing, upside opportunity, not limited to the upside with no downside exposure. But I also want to give you kind of a startling stat that came out from the Social Security Administration because they're talking about this great bump up. But remember, everything's gone up way considerably higher than the bump up Social Security is going to get that it's been missing now for decades because it's never kept pace with inflation. If Social Security was keeping pace with inflation, folks, real inflation, it'd be double what they're paying people, okay? And they can't afford to sustain what we're paying people now. Average Social Security checks just under $1,700 a month nationwide. Well, think about when some of you are planning your Social Security, or some of you have already planned it, and you said, we delayed it so we can get this guaranteed 8% increase. I want to talk to you about how to get a guarantee on your retirement savings for income, just like Social Security. And if the government's naive enough to do that, and they're already now coming out saying they kind of overshot because now they're going to have to cut benefits they're now predicting by 2035 or sooner by 20%, I'm going to give you something that's never had to retract what its guarantees are. And I'm going to teach you how to get 7.2%. That's correct. 7.2%, which means your money's guaranteed to double every 10 years for the income that you want it to derive for retirement. And what's key is this has nothing to do with the stock market. So as a combination, we've been helping a lot of boomers and retirees, those trying to get to retirement, as well as those of you trying to have a safer passage through retirement, because right now the road is rocky. And I want to give you things that will give you guarantees. Guaranteed growth, no losses. Guaranteed income growing at 7.2% every year you wait. And the ability to get it tax-free. They've said now Biden, and with two different reports, have cost, since he's taken office, have cost American taxpayers $460 a month just in higher costs due to inflation. Well, folks, inflation's not going anywhere. It sticks around like a bad itch, and it's going to be here for another year. And the question becomes, can you afford for this just continual losing? So I want to give you good news. I want to teach you how you can learn this coming Tuesday at retirementprotected.com, how to stop losing to inflation, how to stop losing to taxation, and how to stop losing to the market. All with guarantees. I'm going to talk about strategic Roth timing, where you can pay a fraction of tax today to save a fortune in tax tomorrow. And for those that qualify, I want to teach you strategic deduction offsets by doing Roth conversion. And many of you have benefited from where you're using a deduction to take care of offsetting the tax liability of getting your IRAs to Roth. Folks, you work hard for your money. Imagine more financial success, less stress, less worry, less tax, less concern of inflation, and less concern of worrying about this continual losing, where you've got your core expenses totally covered. And I can tell you, the last thing I'll leave you with is this. Looking at what many are predicting to be the next lost decade, and there's been two of those decades for most of us watching this, and that's where the market was flat. It really went nowhere for 10 years. Do you realize strategies such as indexing, I'll teach you Tuesday, actually provided 50% higher balances towards your retirement with no losses than riding out this storm that is just continually punishing people and will, I predict, continue to punish people. It's going to get worse before it gets better, folks. So whether it is or isn't, take advantage of something that gains where everybody else has to start making up for their losses, and something that locks in gains to never be given back with guarantees. Folks, you work hard for your money. Retirementprotected.com, retirementprotected.com.